Hello again, YouTube. As I said earlier in the last previous two clips, for some facts I've read out and some really personal thoughts on this. But yeah, after looking at the facts, I do believe that there is a war against women, and women are being made to suffer, and it shouldn't be happening. So basically, what is how do we deal with this? What do we do? Now there's a couple of things I'm going to run by you. Okay, the first one is reaching out to your local rape crisis centre or your domestic violence charity. There's several across the country, and finding out if there is anything that you can do to support them and help them. Okay, there is an interesting thing called map of gaps, and this is done by the organisation called End Violence Against Women, and they've done this thing called a map of gaps, which basically shows what there is in various areas across Britain, and which areas are lacking in things to support women that are victims and survivors of violence like domestic abuse or rape. Okay, so there is that side of it. Okay, and trust me, these organisations are fighting tooth and nail to keep the doors open. So even if you're donating, say, £2.50 a week, or even £1 a week, that's gonna fucking help. But if you want to give up some time to become like a counsellor, or if you're prepared to help out at a shelter, or donate clothing, even donating basic things to a local organisation like sanitary products. From what I understand, they are crying out for, or they really appreciate things like clothing, hair products like shower gel or shampoo and conditioner, as well as things like sanitary napkins and tampons. So again, that's helpful, but I'm going to mention two different things here. So the first one I'm going to discuss is a organisation called SistersUncut. Okay, now SistersUncut is an organisation that is basically campaigning to stop closures and campaign to get the funding replaced or open up these places. Okay, they do various demonstrations. Lovely group, lovely organisation. They do make a comment on their website about not having men attend the meetings that they hold, or the demonstrations they hold. So, but men can help and support by donating or looking after the children of their partner. If their partner's going to one of these charities or demonstrations. Basically, there are things that men can do, but they do say the reason for them not wishing to have men at these events is to create a safe space for women. And in all honesty, I fully understand and support that, because, well, yeah, why wouldn't you? Anyway, I'm going to read some stuff that they've said on their website. This is a quote from their what they call their feministo. Okay, these are extracts only, and I would urge you to go and have a look at their website. There's a link along with a whole bunch of other links in the description below. Okay, the first quote is: "Safety is not a privilege. access to justice cannot become a luxury. Austerity cuts are ideological, but cuts to domestic violence services are fatal. And the reality is, they are. Go if you want to double check the figures that I've come out with. I'm more than happy for you to do that. Okay. Second quote: doors are being slammed on women. Doors are being slammed on women fleeing violence. Refuges are being shut down. Legal aid has been cut. Social housing is scarce, and private rents are extortionate. And the third quote here follows on directly from that, and it says, "What's more, local councillors are selling out contracts to services who are running them on a shoestring, putting the safety of survivors at risk and deteriorating the working conditions of those who are working with abused women." Okay, so this is, like I say, this is from the organisation called SistersUncut. The other thing to discuss is I See Change. Again, there's going to be a link in the description. Okay, now I See Change is a organisation that is trying to secure the ratification of something called the Istanbul Convention. Now, the Istanbul Convention is a strategic way to work towards a safe society in which women and girls can feel free from violence and fear of violence. The Istanbul Convention sets out a comprehensive legal framework to tackle violence against women and girls. The Istanbul Convention sets minimum standards governments need to meet to fight in the fight to end the war on women. When a government ratifies the Istanbul Convention, they are legally bound to follow. Basically, in 2012, the British government said that they would agree, they would do the best they can to follow the Istanbul Convention. Okay, and this was 2012. We're now in 2016. It has not been ratified. And here's the thing: is if the British government ratified the Istanbul Convention, they would have to take all necessary steps it lays out to prevent violence against women, to protect women experiencing violence, and prosecute the perpetrators. Okay. Now, before I end the bit that I'm kind of on in relation to this, the United Nations. I want to point out two quotes about the Istanbul Convention. Okay, the first one is from the United Nations Women's Council, or UN Women, have named the Istanbul Convention a gold standard for tackling violence against women, and Human Rights Watch have called it groundbreaking. Okay, now there is a petition. Again, there's going to be a link in the description below. Okay, there is a petition to force the British government to get the British government to ratify the Istanbul Convention. Okay, and in doing so, it would mean that it would be harder for the British government to cut funding to these vital life-saving services. Okay, there is what more can I say on the subject? Really, it is that simple. Please sign the petition. Write your MP. Do get in contact with people. These organisations, SistersUncut, the local charities. And if you are somebody that is, or you know somebody who you think might be involved, a victim of domestic violence, or if you are somebody that's a victim of domestic violence, I have included a couple of links at the bottom in relation to this. So please get in contact, get the help that this person needs, try and help with them if you can, but also please reach out to these organisations. I have every intention of doing my bit. What I do and how I do it is between me and the people that I talk to, but I would urge anyone watching this, please, you know, we can do better. Now, and I could end this clip by saying this is people's sisters, this is people's mums, this is people's nieces, and this is people's aunts. Yeah, I didn't say all of that, but I'm not going to, because these are people. The gender, the fact that they are a female relation of somebody, shouldn't even factor into this equation. The fact is, these are people, these are human beings, and they are fucking suffering and dying. And we can do better. We can do so much better, and we should be doing better. So, thank you for your time and patience if you've watched all 3 videos, and I understand if you haven't been able to watch all 3. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it there for now. Bye for now.